Welcome to drwillettedavis.com. Today we're going to do a podcast. I'm just going to sort of do like a fireside chat or just a chat. You may not have a fire, but it's the middle of the winter here and it is a little chilly in the air, so I like the idea of a fireside chat. But really I want to just have some sort of connection and conversation that we can interact on. I think that's important from time to time, just to sort of see where you're at and make sure that we're all on the same page in terms of achieving our goals together. You have your specific goals and I have my specific goals, but it's nice to walk along the path with some company, like-minded individuals. So I thought it would be fun. You can let me know if you like it or not. I have a bunch of different things I want to talk about, different topics I want to get out there, but let me know what you think, and if you like it, I'm more than happy to do more. What I wanted to talk about today is the power of a made-up mind. And let's just think about that for a minute. When you have a made-up mind, what does that mean? Why does that have power? Well, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you what it feels like to be confused and have a double mind. You don't move. You just sort of sit still and time just ticks by. And maybe a month, a year, 2 years, a decade goes by, and you're no closer to where you really said you wanted to be. I know that's happened to me. And I had to understand, well, why have I not moved in this area? And a lot of it can be boiled down to one or two things, but I think for me it was fear. I didn't really want to put myself out there because I was afraid of what you guys would think about me. I was afraid of what my colleagues would think about. I was just afraid of what everybody would think about me. And I think sometimes you just have to get to the point where you just stop caring what people think. You just need to do it because it's in you to do. Everybody has their own reason for why they just sort of get confused about something. And I want to be a little bit more specific and talk about, in my case, weight loss, because health and fitness and weight loss, they're all tied in together. And really, when I'm taking care of patients, and I have a patient who maybe comes in frequently with the same thing, and then you wonder, well, what's going on outside in your life where you fall back on the same habits that cause you to come right back in the hospital again? I don't know what's going on, but I know that it's not leading you in the right path, because coming back to the hospital is never really a good thing, especially if you're not getting better. Every time you come in, you're a little bit worse off than where you were the last time. So that ties into the decisions that we make. When you have a made-up mind, you're just so focused. I mean, you're just so locked in that nothing turns you back. Nothing turns you around. Nothing distracts you. If you get knocked off, you get right back up and you lock right back into where you're trying to go. And it's almost like you're one of those robots or Terminator or something like that, because you just are unstoppable. And that is what I wanted to talk about a little bit today, the power of a made-up mind. And I think about somebody like, I'm trying to think of somebody that you guys know out in the public domain who has locked in. Probably athletes, maybe some athletes who we look at after an injury. They come back after an injury, and then the next thing you know, they're even better after an injury than they were before, because they've just committed, and they just, each day they're focused on. What about somebody like Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali he's older now, but back in the day, he was somebody where he could name the round when he was going to knock someone out. And sure enough, he did it. And he was just so locked in. He was so disciplined. He was so on his game and unfazed whether they were trying to lock him up because he wouldn't serve in the military or take his license away. All these little distractions, he just only saw what he was going for. And I've read some of his quotes, and his quotes were like almost so, they were so motivational, not just for his time, but for my time too. And one of them, I'm paraphrasing it, but it's something to the effect of, nobody likes to train, but everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody wants to train. But it's in those training moments, on the times where it's easy to get turned around, that's where you become a champion. And I think, to summarize the power of a made up mind, is something to that effect, is that it's in the doing, of every day, that you develop the habit and the character and the discipline to really achieve everything that you say you want to achieve. I know sometimes, for when I look back on the things that I've kind of gotten lost in terms of weight loss, I mean, I may be good one day, but then the next day I don't want to get up and work out. And guess what? I don't get up and work out. And then maybe a week or two goes by, and then I'll work out again. But you can't be good if you only do it like once every 2 weeks. I know that logically, but when it's actually time for me to get up and the alarm clock goes off and it's time for me to get up and work out, if I don't have somebody there, I'm not getting up most of the time. I mean, that's the way I was. I'm changing my habits now, but then, I mean, and guess what? I looked in the mirror, same situation. I go to buy some clothes, and the lady says, "Is that size fitting you?" And I was, "No, I gotta get a bigger size." And then I get frustrated and walk out the store with my head hanging down. But when it's time to do the work, that's when I need to look and focus and visualize what I'm working towards. So I hope that this leads you to a better day today. And I hope that you understand the power of a made up mind is in doing the things that you don't necessarily want to do or feel like doing, but if you are committed to your goal, you're going to do. And you're not going to let anybody turn you around, because you want to be the champion in your own life. You don't want to necessarily look outside of yourself for heroes. You need to be the hero in your own life, and I need to be the hero in my own life. And that's the only way that I think this life really kind of makes any sense. So I hope that is a nice little chat for you today. And I look forward to talking with you and hearing your comments and putting the next little chat out. Enjoy your day. I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.